Good evening. This is Evening Sky. I'm your host, Sky. Well, Soul Glow, aka Michael Eric Dyson, and Jay Z had a conversation, and it regarded the whole Drake and Kendrick Lamar feud. And Jay Z had some choice words that were not disclosed in the article that I read. But Michael Eric Dyson, he's a quick, talking, kind of guy. One second. Remember every time. Put it on. Was it mute? I guess that's something. But anyway, Doctor Michael Eric Dyson. He's a Baptist minister. He comes in and out of the culture sometimes. He has a book on even Jay Z, the genius who came from Brooklyn. I think it's called something. But they had a conversation. They had to talk over the phone. I think it was. They may not even have had a face-to-face conversation. But he was just saying how the whole Kendrick Lamar idealism feeds into the president's agenda. Like they not like us. They're not like they're Mexicans. They're Arabs. They're Somalis. They're anybody but white red-blooded male Americans or something like that. That's where I think he was going. That's where I think he was trying to say. But he definitely had a semblance of, I don't know if it was defeat, but Jay Z I think just has so much influence and so much money and so much power in the money. But I don't know if he has actual power. He may have a lot of money, but he may not have that much power. There's a difference between money and power, and what money can do to facilitate power. But the two aren't necessarily the same thing. But so Jay Z for the foreseeable future has control over what the Super Bowl concert is going to be. Whoever the acts are going to be, whatever the setup is going to be, whatever is going to happen during that particular time slot, that's all on Jay-Z's shoulders. He has complete reign and control over that. But it seems that, Dr. Dyson had his issues with Jay-Z, and going back a year ago. It wasn't even this year. It was Bad Bunny this year, but he was going back a year ago talking about Kendrick Lamar's performance. And I don't know, it just seems very strange to me, to have, this kind of idealism, about the doctor and Jay-Z being a entangled like in ideas. Like it's weird because it's like, Dr. Dyson has power. He has power in a certain sense. He has an idea of what he can do for the black church and a lot of the things that go on in society for black Americans especially. He has ideas on criminal reform. He has a brother, I think, that's in jail for life. He's in prison for life. If I'm not mistaken, for a long time, at least 30, 40 years, something like that. It's crazy. But he had, the idea of making it so he could show that he is more so acquainted with the ideas of making Jay-Z make him understand where he's coming from. I guess he's coming from a place where it's like, I'm a little bit older than you. I'm in my probably his mid 60s or early 70s. Dr. Michael Eric Dyson, or maybe even his late 50s, early mid 60s. I think the both of them can relate on certain topics. Obviously, they both came from nothing. They both strove and achieved in America on whatever level of achievement you can speak of. Of course, Jay-Z, humongous success story, damn near worth $3 billion. Michael Eric Dyson has a doctorate degree. That's extraordinary for somebody that came from his background. So it's just interesting to see them, have a tongue lashing, against each other. It was cordial as reported, but it didn't really extend itself very far within the ideas of discourse. It didn't, I don't think there was a real resolution in what they had to say. I don't think they really had anything to speak about, to say that they completely understood what the other one was really trying to get at, what the other one was trying to talk about. Like I said, Soul Glow, Dr. Michael Eric Dyson, he's gonna get his point across no matter what. Just like Biggie said, rock and power to Biggie. Even if I'm wrong, I got my point across. That's the attitude that I think he has in it. And Jay-Z's just like, look, I'm just a hustler. He's the hustler that just found a way to definitely and position himself in the culture like almost permanently. I mean, I don't know how long his contract is, but it seems like he's going to be the face behind the the Super Bowl performance for all times. It seems like that. It doesn't. It's not a definite. It's not like secure within whatever boundaries that he has with the NFL, but it just seems like that. And I have 0 viewers and 0 likes. 1 viewer, it's gonna be 0. 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0. All right, so why do I even do this? No, I do this because I need airtime, and I do this because I'm not gonna be sitting back and saying, well, they need to say this and they need to say that. Well, I'm gonna say this, even if I got one person, if I got 0 people in here and they pick up the rebroadcast, I'm saying it because I'm tired of myself. I get tired of myself saying, damn, somebody needs to be there to talk about Ayn Rand. Somebody needs to talk about objectivism. Somebody needs to be there to talk. There needs to be more people in the culture. Like, why aren't there more actors and entertainers and activists and more people and more politicians and more, just philosophers, just more in every single university it needs to have a chair for objectivism. That's what I'm doing this for. So it can have 0 0. That's cool. That's all right. I can have zeros. I can have coconuts. That's fine. Because at least I'm doing this. At least I'm saying I put on the lights, put on the camera, put on a shirt and tie and a hat for y'all. Really for me, but it's a trade. It's a trade. So it's just going to be 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1. That's fine. Let that be. There was no rush. Nobody rushed in. I didn't get 24, people in the queue. And there's nobody. There's only but one person. There's no likes. That one person, whoever you are, one person, just smash that like button. Just hit it one time. That's all you got to do. Smash the like button. I appreciate it. But it's back to 0 again. Okay. I just wanted to say, that this story is, very, it's just complicated in a lot of ways. 2 men of color talking to. Yes, I got a like. Thank you for the like. But 2 men of color can hash it out, can talk about it without pulling guns or knives or cussing each other out or yelling at each other and stuff like that. Just a conversation. You disagree, I disagree. That's how it is. That's how it must be. I don't discredit them for having this. I don't discredit either one of them because they definitely have shown themselves to be gentlemen within the discourse of American, entertainment, American arts and culture and politics. I mean, that's extraordinary. It shouldn't be extraordinary. It should be regular. It should be, part of daily business, but it's not. It's part of, the idealism of the white patriarchy, looking at, the forefathers and see what they're saying, if they were alive. What do they say about the black men? The black men, oh my goodness, this is extreme. We have 2 black men that aren't at each other's throats with knives. This is just amazing, They can actually talk. They can actually hash out their issues. Just in a cordial, very professional way, in a professional manner, very cool headed, very calm and direct and to the point, and it just gets to you in a certain way that describes who and what people are, who and what kind of ideal setting that people place themselves in during this time period in our lives. It's a very strange time. There's a war going on outside. No man is safe. That's a famous quote from Infamous from Mobb Deep, and dozens of people have used it. There's a war going on outside, man. No man is safe. So I just am just baffled at the fact that people are expecting Soul Glow, Dr. Dyson, and Hova, Jigga Jay-Z. They're just waiting for. They're probably, people were like with bated breath. Oh, what is he going to cuss him out? Oh, is he going to say something against him? And I think they just had a private conversation as it is. It wasn't even like a public, airing of grievances. It wasn't anything even like that or close to that. So it just is a very interesting kind of way of looking at things. It's very very interesting. It gets to the crux of the situation. It gets to the very heart of the matter, which is Dr. Dyson being a wait a minute, I gotta look this up. So it was a heated phone call, but I don't think they had anything against each other. It says that author and cultural critic Michael Eric Dyson recently revealed that hip hop icon Jay-Z personally contacted him to challenge his comments on the ongoing rap feud between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Dyson, as per Hot New Hip Hop, said the conversation was respectful but firm, and it has led to new talks about how hip hop culture is changing and what public fights mean in the age of social media. Dyson, known for his incisive analysis of race, culture, and music, took to Instagram to discuss the phone call. He explained that the call came shortly after Dyson publicly defended Drake amid his lyrical clashes with Kendrick Lamar. So this is just a little verbal touch up. That's all this is. Just a verbal touch up. Drake is being indicted by Kendrick Lamar implicitly and explicitly. Is this a light skinned nigga thing? Could this be because he's a light skinned nigga? I don't know. Dyson said during his appearance on the More Stories podcast. He pointed out to Kendrick's song Not Like Us as emblematic of the divide, describing it as a perfect anthem for the president. That's what I was alluding to earlier. That's what I was saying before, because it's not anything to be regarded as too heavy-handed or serious or anything like that. It's just Michael Eric Dyson's opinion of whatever Trump is doing. So that's the key to all of this, is to just see that this is Dr. Dyson's viewpoint. This is his opinion. And it says it was a heated conversation, but it probably just meant that They may have their voices may have risen just a bit, just slightly. They may have, shown themselves to be a little bit, agitated on both sides of the conversation. But I think they still have a genuine respect for one another. They have met on various occasions, like he says. Dr. Dyson has Jay-Z's phone number. His email address. I mean, not just his email address, but he has his personal contact information. So it's not really that big of a deal, in my opinion. I mean, it's only a big of a deal in the press. The press makes it a big deal because they want to have division between two men of color. That's not anything new. They wanted to divide everybody. Look what they did with not even the press, the law authorities ever like that. What they did with the honorable minister Elijah Muhammad and the honorable Malcolm X, and what they did with Martin Luther King and his with Ruskin and stuff like that. They just want to make division. And I'm not saying it's all white people. It's black people too. They want to see division and rancor and ugliness employed throughout the culture at large. They want to see that. They want to see that happening. But it doesn't seem to be such a serious situation because they have been able to converse and be able to take pictures and be cool with each other. That's the beauty of all this, and it sets a precedent for the YNs of the world, the young niggers, to follow in these roles, and to completely take notice of them and understand them. That's the key. That's what's beautiful. When the young niggers can come up in the game and realize what it's like to be critiqued by a doctorate holder, and you have $3 billion, like it's just a balance of power. It's a balance of achievement, a balance of whatever it may be. But that's the difference. Yeah, you have a doctor on one side, and you have somebody that has $3 billion on the other. I mean, it's just very weird. It's a very, it just caught my attention. Maybe y'all don't give a damn. I don't know if y'all give a goddamn, but I gave a goddamn. I actually care about this situation because this is part of hip hop genre, not culture. I think Dyson says it's a culture. I think Jay-Z says it's a culture. I think they can agree on that, which is ironic because it's not a culture. It's actually just a music genre. It's just a music genre until they get a parameters, guidelines, and a council. It's not a full-fledged culture. It's free for all. It's they can rap about this, they can rap about that, they can rap about this. There's no somebody saying it's like whoa, control. We're not gonna rap about that, and then have that understood, and nobody raps about it. I mean, you can rap about it, but you will not be respected. You will not be regarded as such. You will be not regarded as anything other than just another rapper. That would be the day that hip hop would turn it's a mighty influence. It has a mighty influence. It has a direct influence for especially the youth, especially for young people. And then on the outskirts are older people or even younger people. But the 18 to 34 male gender, demographic, that is the key component to all of this. And what is that anyway? That's just like the nigger. Come on, you've got to know. White people are using the word nigger freely. And what are they going to be in their own house or in their own car and mute themselves when they hear, yeah, nigger? Oh, I said it. Can't say it. No, they're going to say, yeah, nigger, whatever, nigger. They're gonna just be saying over and over again because they're in their own private space. They're not with anybody else that would challenge them, say anything against them. You'd have to be extremely naive to believe that people of a lighter hue, of the lightest hue, are not saying nigger. You'd have to be completely naive. I mean, totally naive. Because I think Michael Eric Dyson understands that. I think he does. I think Jay-Z understood that a long time ago. That's why his name is Jigga, because he's saying nigga, but he's just saying as his name. Jay-Z, nigger, Jigga, Jigga, Jigger, nigger, Jigga. Like he figured out a way to say nigger without saying nigger. He said, my name is Jigga. He doesn't use it as much. He uses hove more likely, which is another contention within the black church. And we're talking about Dr. Michael Eric Dyson. He's a Baptist minister, so he's going to have some kind of touch up or idealism towards Jay-Z calling himself Jehovah. Calling himself Jehovah instead of calling himself just Jay-Z, Iceberg Slim, Jigga Man. All his different monikers. Izzo, H to the Izzo, V to the Izzy. It's very, very intriguing. It's a very intriguing thing that I was thinking somebody would say, that's all right. Some nights are like this. It's like this sometimes. This is a lesson to you folks. Some nights I have 1,000 viewers. I have 1,000 views. Other nights like this, 0, 1, 0 right now. I have nothing. I have no idea. I have no control over it. I don't know what the hell to do. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying what it is. This is part of facts. This is part of reality. This is part of life. This is a metaphor. When you do something and you're not getting exactly what you want out of it, but you got to do it anyway, that's your boy. That's your man right here. That's how I roll. You gotta you gotta take your lumps. You gotta weather the storm. Cause after the storm, what comes after the storm? Crops. The storm, the water, the rain make crops. Makes the crops grow. Makes the soil grow. Makes everything fresh and new again for the harvest coming down in a few weeks. So I'm not mad, even though this isn't 500 people in the queue and 500 likes. I got 0 people in the queue and 1 like. I talked to Holly. She says she might be here. She says she hoped to be here. I'm not sure if she's ever going to come up, but I would appreciate it. There could be somebody, whoever you are, send me just because sometimes when it says 0, it said there could just be 1 person in the queue, but it doesn't register. So, but that's what I was saying. The black church, it's not. I said this before. They just did Jesse Jackson's funeral. His celebration of life. I hate homegoing service. I hate that with a passion. That's one of the worst titles for a funeral ever. Homegoing service. It's a celebration of life. I like that. That makes sense. Anybody can agree on that. Celebration of life. Homegoing. Oh, I'm just a stranger in a strange land. Oh, I'm just a pilgrim. Oh, I don't belong here. I'm just, what? This is all we know. Earth. So far. That's all we know. We can branch out to the moon and to Mars, maybe one day. But, until that day, we all originated from Earth. No matter what. What country you're coming from or wherever. You came from this Earth. So I don't like homegoing service. That's a terrible name. Celebration of life. That's better. Celebrate their life. That's it. Not even celebration of death. Like what? Celebration of life ceremony. Program. That's the key. I digress. But but I was saying about the black church. I mean, they're struggling, I think. I don't think it has the same amount of oomph, doesn't have the same amount of power as the late great Dick Gregory, Rock and Power, once said. He said the two most powerful entities in America are the black church and the black woman. Very true statements. Black women are the most educated people in the entire country of all races, all gender, both genders, or whatever gender you want to claim to be. They are head above everybody. Black, white, red, yellow, brown, men, women, transgender, whatever the case may be. Black women have more degrees, have more education, have more understanding of the world. That's just a fact. And the black church used to be a center for political change and social and economic up upheaval is the right word. I think I'm saying it right. um, for or uplift, I should say. They're uplift, but it's not the same anymore. It's totally different. It's been fractured. People are going to different churches. They're going to non-denominational churches. They're getting their quick fix kind of churches. It's not like black church that starts at 11, doesn't get out till 1 or 2, 3 in the afternoon, and then there's a second service that goes to 7 to 11. Like, I'm exaggerating, but if you knew what you ever went to a black church, you know what I'm talking about. Um, but yeah, so it's a totally different game. It's totally different game. So I say all this to say that say all that to say this. I think that with the amount of people that are positioned within the culture of the black diaspora, and the genre of hip hop, like I said with Dr. Dyson and Jay-Z, Sean Corey Carter, they just had a rift. They just had a tiff. They just had a small little spat. Wasn't anything else. They didn't call each other out each other's names. They didn't, threaten taking one another's life or the other's life. They just had a simple, disagreement, and that's beautiful. What is it to agree on everything? How can you agree with everything that somebody does? You're a second hander. You're a parasite almost. You're a parasite on their soul. Yeah. That's right. I know that's right. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, that's true. If you don't agree with somebody, just be silent. Just say, okay, understood, and you keep it moving. You don't have to agree with everything somebody says, but you don't have to necessarily, oh no, you don't understand. You have to retaliate. You don't have to go back and forth. You just say, look, that's what I understand. That's what I know. If you say different, then that's on your consciousness. That's on your world. We can have disagreements like this all the time. That's what's beautiful about this country. First and foremost, there are some places where you can't even have a disagreement. You got to agree with your supreme leader, like in Iran. Whatever happens, I can't pray, and I'm not hopeful. Never tolerate disrespect. Thank you for Christopher. Thank you for that. You were my first person to ever say anything. Almost a whole half an hour in. If you can explain this to me, please do. I don't understand why it took a whole half an hour and why I still have just one person in the queue. I don't understand how this works. I may never understand it. Maybe I need to read up on something, because some days I have 1,000 viewers, at least. Some days I had 6,000 or 9,000 viewers, and that's not even a lot. People have millions of viewers. I know that. I understand that, but I have no co-hosts. I've never interviewed anybody. I don't have any phone lines, and it's just me. I'm the only one. I'm the only one doing all of this. So I have to pat myself on the back. This is not a whining session. This is a celebration. It's a celebration. So thank you very much for that. All right. Now we have to talk about Doechii. Doechii. She's on my list. She's a very, very attractive, brown-skinned young woman. Very attractive. but she's catching fire from people that have domesticated cats. I do not like cats. I never did. I don't like them. I don't like their ideal. I like their ideal. I like the fact that they're selfish. I like the fact that they're agile, that they're intelligent, and they display that. And they're very live and very, flexible, and they have a cool way of, talking. Their eyes are beautiful. They have a great face. But that should be all outside. Like I'm with Doechii. Don't domesticate them. Keep them outside. And the same thing goes with dogs too. The closest thing I would do would be have a domesticated snake that would be in a case. I think that would be really cool. If I had a case for a domesticated snake or a tarantula, like things that people that scare people mostly, that would be awesome for me. I would love to have a tarantula or some kind of reptile. That'd be awesome. But Doechii is catching holy hell, scorched earth. People are like, no, no, cats are great. Cats are wonderful. I love cats. Cats are great. You gotta love them. They're so furry. And they're the kind of animal that makes a mess beside the litter box. The litter box could cost $1,500. They have a new one. It calculates the cat's weight. It provides the right amount of cleaning agents or different things to filter out all the germs and the bacteria and everything like that, and makes it fresh and everything. $1,500, $2,000. Yeah, you must be rolling holy, because it costs $15,000. 15 not $1,000. $1,500. Excuse me, $1,500, $2,000. You must be rolling heavy with the cash, because it costs probably between $20,000 and $50,000 a year just to take care of a cat in certain circumstances. Especially if you have a $1,500 or $2,000 kitty litter machine. That's what I'm talking about. So I think Doechii is in the right. She's on the right path. I thought I was alone. I mean, my dad isn't one person. My sister is kind of a person too. Doesn't like cats. Just don't like cats. Never like cats. For different reasons. She thinks they're unfriendly. Doechii. Doechii thinks they're unfriendly. That's debatable. I mean, it depends on the individual cat. Some cats are very aggressive and very, snapping and they get that serious meow. It's like, but it just depends on whatever the individual cat is. That's what I understand. I could be wrong, but that's what I understand it as. But I just I don't like the idea of having a cat or dog or any other, animal except human beings in the house. I mean, fish are cool. We have fish in the house right now. They're cool. They're in the tank. They're going to be fishing. They're always going to be in the tank. That's just, if they're not in the tank, they're going to be in the toilet. You know what I mean? Like, it's they're not in the tank. That's it. You got to scoop them out and flush them down. But otherwise, it just, I just don't like the idea of cats in the house. Anybody that has a cat, I'm like, eh. Dogs are kind of like, eh. Dogs have their own issues. Dogs can bite. Dogs, can carry some disease. I think cats can carry diseases too. Depends on whatever the case may be. Um, that is a very serious situation. So I think that with all the issues that are present within the idea of having these kinds of beings, these beasts, these beasts within the house, I just say no. I that's what Dr. Yaron Brook is like. Dr. Yaron Brook says, no cats or dogs, no only human beings in the house. But I know that Dr. Peacock, I think he had a few dogs. I think he had at least one or two dogs. He may still have a dog, but he was very sad. He had grown attachment. He was very depressed when his dog was dying. So I mean, I can understand why people are the way they are when it comes to pets, because they are an extension of yourself in a sense. They're not human beings, but they can convey emotion. They can convey hurt. They can convey joy and happiness. There's very different levels to what different animals can do. But like I said, Doechii's got the right idea, I think. I mean, I just can't say anything else because it's just weird. It's just a strange thing. To have them in the house. It's weird. That's strange to me. That's like, if there was a cat under the bed right now, I would just be like, you know what? I did not come into the game for this. I did not, pay my ticket, punch the clock for this. This is not why I came to be. So it's two people are in here. I don't know who it's Christopher Perkins and one other person. Say whoever you are, because it's very few people on the chat that I can see. Very few people, meaning there's one person on the chat, Christopher Perkins. And I have one like. So if you're that second person, make it that 2 likes. Just call them for 2 likes. I'm not begging for money. I would love to get money. Please support me via Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo. Not hesitating to say that. But I'm just saying, I have not asked for one dime for this whole time period. I just wanted to, convey my message about Doechii, how she is, supposedly being, shown through the media, just dragged. She's posted on threads. I don't know why. I don't even know what the impetus was. I don't know what she started it, but she's getting dragged throughout the whole system, throughout the whole internets, all the interwebs, the series of tubes. They're all going away. So I just think it's very interesting to just talk about this. This is a crash out section. We're crashing out on pets. That's the whole thing, especially cats, especially cats. She says they don't want to be domesticated. That's me with the captions. She says they don't want to be domestic. They just leave them alone. I would say the same. Where are they in the wild? Where do cats come from? Where do dogs come from? All I know are wolves, and that's like evolutionary. A Chihuahua is the same thing as a gray wolf. I don't know how. That's thousands of years. That's millennia of biological, probably more than millennia. It could be millions of years of biological, and chemical and environmental changes through the evolutionary process. I mean, that is amazing to me. And how there's a different link. Like, there's still Chihuahua. Like, people always say, well, if we came from apes, then why are there still apes? Because it's a different link. We are descendants from a chimpanzee's cousin, a cousin of a chimpanzee. So it's a different link. We as human beings, Homo sapiens, we originated from just the genetic code of a single cousin of a chimpanzee over hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years. We were able to do that. We were able to do that. So, I mean, that is the best thing. It is a worthy kind of endeavor to want to get cats. Most kids say, "Mommy, mommy, daddy, daddy, I want a cat. I want a cat." And their concern mainly is their budget and if they're going to care for them and who's going to be doing the caring. Are they going to be scooping up this kitty litter? Are they going to be, what else do cats do? I don't. I mean, they go in their little box and that's it. And but it's not like for dogs. Dogs you got to walk, or dogs you got to have put newspaper down or something like that. That I understand. Um, it's you have to house break them. They have to be housebroken. Why go through all that? I mean, I understand why. Like Ayn Rand, she had cats. She had a cat. Um, she had a few cats. I think at the same time. I think she had maybe two or three cats at the same time in her apartment. And I respect it, but I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I respect her choice for having that. Definitely rocking power. Salute to Ayn Rand. But I just it's just not for me. And that's what's so beautiful. It's like you have the choice. You can say we want cats, we don't want cats. It just depends on your prerogative. Whatever your goals are, whatever your lifestyle is, it depends on all that. That's what it all depends on. It depends on who you are and what you're about. And that's the beauty of it all. I think it's very immersive. You get immersive in that world, and that you have to immerse yourself in the cat world, in the dog world. The dog who has fleas, or the dog who has cancer, or the cat who has HIV or cat AIDS or something like that. You have to be prepared for all that. You have to be prepared for it. You have to be prepared for your children, how they're gonna miss the cat or the dog, how they're gonna miss them if they die or something like that. Cats and dogs don't live forever. What is their lifespan? Like 20 years tops, something like that. So that's not going to be a main thing. That's just the reality of it all. So when it comes to cats, it's like beautiful eyes, wonderful, figure, and their selfishness. That's one thing that has to. Everybody always tags it. Oh, cats are selfish. They only want to do. That's a good thing. Cats should be selfish, and human beings should be selfish, especially on whatever level of selfishness that is. I mean, it's almost in scare quotes when you call cats selfish because they're not aware. They're not saying, "Well, I'm rationally self-interested." They're not on that level. They don't have the conceptual capacity to say that. But just their act, just the way they're wired, just the way their brains are wired. It's like why there's a difference between a lion and a house cat. Their brains are wired differently. Lions, will most likely maul and eat you alive, but a cat obviously can't do that because it's so small. It's compact. It's small. Jaguars, cheetahs, puma, tigers, lions, all of them, they came from those big cats, the little cats, little small cats, little ones, you want to little fur balls, little, their little faces and everything like that. They descended from the big cats through evolution. So it's proper to say that. It's proper to acknowledge that we have a system that allows us to invest in. Well, I shouldn't say invest is a weird word. People use it wrongly. I'm about to use it wrongly. Take time to understand what it means to have a cat in the house. They can be domesticated. I'm not arguing that they can't or they shouldn't be. And it's not in my house. Three people. So I should have 3 likes, right? 3 people, 3 likes. Anybody else see that? 3 people, 3 likes. Why don't I have 3 more likes? Bumba's in the house. Yeah, 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 yeah. Salute to Bumba. Are you are you sipping on something right now, sir? Sipping on something good? What do you want right now? You want something special? Some scissor, sipping on some sipping on some. I almost remember the exact moment when I first heard that song. It was in 2000. I was in my aunt's van. We were on our way to Martha's Vineyard. We were listening to the radio, and they're like, sipping on some sipping on some scissor. I didn't even know what the hell that was, but it sounded crazy. What is scissor? Sipping on some scissor, sipping on some sip. Make the dope prices higher than the Goodyear blimp. Did Project Pat say that, or Juicy J, or who else said that? One of them said that. Make that. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Hell, what the hell do I have to lose? Shit. Make the dope prices higher. Okay. Pimp C. Ah, of course. Pimp C. Salute to Pimp C. Rockin' Power. That's one of my favorite lines. He said, "Ain't gotta give no trick, no head. Ain't got just cameras and screens. This money you can get. It's the American dream." He said that in 2007. This is before OnlyFans was popular. Before OnlyFans, I think, was even originated. He had the vision. He definitely had the vision. Um, yeah, it was in 2000. Yup. The song is a staple of Southern hip hop, often associated with the chopped and screwed subgenre and references to purple drink, promethazine, codeine syrup. Okay, so Pimp C, Chad Butler, aka Sweet Jones. Rockin' power to him. Rockin' power. I remember I was in boot camp. I was in Project Peta. Yeah, Project Pat has probably one of the best flows in hip hop. Definitely one of the best and most identifiable flows. The way he says it's very melodic, it's very slow and very cool. But yeah, I heard Pimp C died like months after he passed, I think it was. Hold on, when did he die? Pimp C. December 4th. So it was a few weeks. It was exactly 3 weeks later that I found out because I was in boot camp. I was in Marine Corps boot camp, and my sister told me, he's like, "Yeah, Pimp C died." I was like, "Wow." And I was like, and then she was like, "Ye's mom died." And I was like, "Wow, this is crazy." The lean, yes, the lean, yes, that lean. He was 33. I'm about to be 38. That's the power of influence and doing what you do as a young person. He was 33. Mac Dre was 34. That is amazing. It says the coroner's report attributing his death to complications from his heavy consumption of lean. I mean, can cats do lean? Can dogs do lean? Is that animal abuse? I think it is. I wouldn't want to prescribe that for anybody to do, because that's probably abusive to the animal. But we're abusive. I like what the late great Dick Gregory, he said about, people say, we're having a fast, make sure you consult your doctor. Well, why do you have to consult your doctor? You don't consult your doctor about smoking cigarettes or smoking crack. You don't consult your doctor about shooting up heroin. You don't consult your doctor about taking, ecstasy pills. Why consult your doctor about fasting, something that's healthy and good for you? Clean out your toxins and everything like that. He comes in super late. Do I have to make this to a 3-hour show to just make a recoup for all the people I'm missing? Anyway, salute to Bubba and salute to Sir Scholar Saunders. We all do lean. Fact, he's the man who brings you the latest in black men news. Best-selling author and sponsored by Absolute Vodka. Let's see someone. Well, it would be Sky Vodka, right? It wouldn't be Absolute one. Absolute. I think Absolute is the better choice, but and Sky Vodka is SKYY. I think that's mainly catered towards women. By the way, I could be wrong. I think Absolute vodkas catered to, and Kettle One, they're like catered to, and Grey Goose catered towards the men, and women are like Sky Vodka, and I can't think of anything else. Sky Vodka is for the grocer. Absolute Vodka is for men. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. You're missing the Y though. It's SKYY. Sky Vodka. I just love the Russians. They're like, so what do we call this? What should we name it? We have this new alcohol. What should we call it? We should name it after water. Just vodka. Vodka. That's good, right? Water. Water is good. Vodka. Vodka. That's it. Vodka. Like they literally had no other idea for naming the drink other than vodka. I mean, that's how sick and sad Russian culture really is. It's like they came up with Russian roulette, a game where you could literally kill yourself. That is amazing. Like that's how, like I said before, Russia is an example of hell frozen over. Ayn Rand said, "I have got to get the hell out of here, or I'm going to die." Her family member said, "When you get to America, tell them that Russia is a cemetery and we're all dying." Like that's how serious it is. She would wait. Wait a minute. I take a few sips every night before bed. She would wake me up like a baby putting vodka in a toddler bottle and stick it down my mouth. Wow. Is that why you're the way that you are right now, James? No offense. I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. I appreciate you, sir. Appreciate you. I'm just messing with you. Don't take it too hard. I'm just messing with you. I'm gonna have like 14 viewers this whole excursion, but that's okay. I don't know what the hell it is. Do I have to say Diddy is innocent, or I have to say Diddy is guilty again, or something? I got 9,000 views off of that, and like people say, "Oh, that's nothing," and it is nothing if you're somebody. I'm a somebody like Jesse Jackson. I am a somebody. I wouldn't be doing the show if I wasn't a somebody. But I am like on the level. I'm a nobody on the level of broadcasters and stuff like that. There's no Skylar Saunders talk. They're not talking about Sky Saunders, and I'm just aware of that. I'm not trying to. This is not like no violins. This is patting myself on the back. Like I said, I did all that by myself. I did that all on my lonely. No one else helped me. I had to do everything. Maybe one day I'll have co-hosts. Maybe one day I'll do interviews. Maybe one day I'll do, a phone system. It's because you're talking Doechii and not the ultimately passing of the son of the Sanford and Son fact. But that was a long time ago. Interview Iran? What are you talking about? How do I interview an entire country? Come on, Rick James. What are you doing? Where are you going? I'm talking about Doechii, and this blew up in my face. I got 2 people, 2 likes. What am I, Rick James? 2 people and 2 likes. What is that? Iran, TG, EO Objectivist, sir. Yes, exactly. Not right. I can talk about Ayn Rand all day, and that's not Iran. It's a totally different subject. One was a beautiful philosopher. The other one was is a country in transition. I'll say that much. It's a country in transition. So I'm just gonna take this L. This is a lesson for some. I have to study the game stronger. I have to make sure I have the right timing. I come in at six is my goal. It's in my analytics. It shows what where people are most likely to watch my show. So I don't know. Usually it's the rush. Usually I have a rush. Rush will go up to like 15, 30, 50, sometimes 60. That's the most I think I ever had was 67. That was amazing. That was the 9,000 viewer count. Diddy is innocent. And it's like, what? What is that? Oh my God. Oh my God. Why would he say Diddy is innocent? Because at the time, he was certainly innocent. He was he was behind the jail walls at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York, United States of America. But I have to say that it's contractually, I'm contractually obligated to say that. No, I'm just kidding. Now he is guilty. Yes, he is very much guilty. But this is the weird thing about the universe. The universe is weird because he was found guilty of two of the most lesser charges. He was facing a RICO charge that would have been life in prison for prostitution. Prostitution should be legal anyway. It's not, but it should be. There's no earthly reason why it's not legal. I mean, it would be protecting sex workers and things of that nature. You wish you could visit him? Uh-oh. Rick James? Uh-oh. You want to visit Diddy? Uh-oh. Nothing wrong with prostitution. Nothing wrong with prostitution. The only difference is if they're not adults and they're not consenting. If they're consenting adults, I'm all down for it. There's no loser. There's no victim. It's a victimless crime. All they're trying to do is saying that it's not regulated, that it's not, controlled, that there's no taxes, all these different things, for pimps. Pimps, literally, they're not doing anything to work but getting money. Like, people are mad about that. The Mann Act that was instituted because of Jack Johnson, he had white women. He had, I think if he didn't marry her, he definitely had a white girlfriend. The Mann Act, try to put a stop to all that. Yeah, honey. Exactly. Honey. Exactly my point. So, how do we get from cat? We went from cat to cat. See what I did there? Anyway, cats. Don't like them. Never did. I don't, especially black cats. Black cats, not just because of the superstition. I just think that the reaction that other people have of black cats gets on my nerves, kind of. Not just because of the superstition behind what black cats are associated with, but the fact that they just, I don't know. I think people make a big deal about them and everything like that, so that kind of just bothers me. But if it was up to me, I would make it free for people to have domesticated cats. I mean, and continue to be. I mean, I want to make any laws against it. I just would personally not have it. And I'm not procreating. I can pretty much say that I'm not driving and I'm not procreating. But if I were to adopt, doesn't mean I can't have kids. I would adopt a little white children, most likely. Because it's just weird to me. It's in the last seconds of the show, how many black families have white children as adopted children? How many? I'm surprised Oprah doesn't have a whole bunch of white little kids, white little babies. I'm just surprised at that. But how, really, white families adopt black children all the time. All the time. You mean to tell me that there aren't stable black families with degrees and money and whatever other requirements they're going to adopting children? Kind of weird. So along those lines of adopting fur babies, that's a weird thing to me. I don't agree with it, but hey, if you want to do that, I'm not going to institute any laws against you. Thank you, Christopher Perkins. Thank you, Rick James, for being my only two people in here. I'm so glad about that because this is the truth. This is reality. This isn't inflated. This isn't like bots. This isn't bots going in, just saying anything. No, there is not. So I was about to say. But anyway, yeah, so thank you very much. I'm gonna end it right here, and I thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you probably sometime tomorrow. Take care.